Welcome to the What Does Science Say channel. All right, today we're diving into something that millions of people deal with but don't always talk about: varicose veins. We're going to break down what they are, why they pop up, and, this is the important part, what you can actually do about them. You know that feeling? Your legs just feel achy, heavy, maybe even a little swollen at the end of the day? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in very good company. We're talking about over 20% of all adults dealing with varicose veins. It's super common, so let's get into what's actually happening under the skin. So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the basics. What are these things? Then we'll get into the why. Like, why do our veins do this? After that, it's all about solutions. At-home care, over-the-counter stuff, and finally, what the pros can do. Sound good? Let's jump in. Okay, section 1. What are varicose veins? Let's define the problem, because for a lot of people, this is way more than just about how your legs look. It's really key to understand what you're dealing with. Now, one of the biggest points of confusion is this: varicose veins versus spider veins. They're not the same thing. Think of varicose veins as the big ones. They're larger, they can bulge out, kind of twisty, almost like ropes under the skin. And yeah, they can be painful and make your legs feel super heavy. Spider veins, those are the little guys. Tiny, fine, web-like lines, much closer to the surface, and they usually don't hurt. So, different things entirely. And listen, the symptoms can be way more than just what you see. It's often about what you feel. That constant nagging achiness or heaviness in your legs, that's a classic. Some people get a burning or throbbing feeling. Or what about those awful muscle cramps that wake you up at night? Yup, that too. Plus, you might notice swelling in your feet and ankles, or even itchy, dry skin right over the vein itself. It's a whole package of discomfort. All right, so why? Why do our veins fail like this? It all comes down to the incredible but sometimes fragile science of our circulation. Okay, check this out. Imagine you have these tiny one-way doors inside your veins. They're called valves. In a healthy vein, these little doors swing open to let blood flow up to your heart, against gravity, mind you, and then they snap shut tight so the blood can't fall back down. Pretty smart, right? But what happens when one of those doors gets a little busted? It gets weak, it gets leaky, it doesn't close all the way. So blood starts to flow backward and just pool there. That pooling blood creates pressure, and that's what makes the veins swell up, twist, and bulge out. And boom, you've got a varicose vein. So, you might be wondering, am I at risk? Well, let's look at the big factors. First up, genetics. If it runs in your family, your chances go up. That's a big one. Age is another. Our valves they weaken as we get older. It's a fact of life. Gender plays a part too. They're more common in women, thanks to hormones and things like pregnancy. And then there's lifestyle. Things like carrying extra weight, smoking, or having a job where you're on your feet all day or sitting all day can really add to the strain. Okay, so enough about the problem. Let's talk solutions. This is the empowering part. You can't change your genes, right? But you have so much control over managing this. This is your first line of defense, and it all starts right at home. We're talking about some really key lifestyle changes here, and they're simpler than you think. Number 1, get those legs up. Elevating them above your heart lets gravity work for you for a change, helping that blood flow back. If you have a desk job, you gotta move around. Break up those long periods of sitting, and try not to sit with your legs crossed. That just pinches everything off. Also, think about exercise. Low-impact stuff like walking, swimming, or cycling is amazing. It gets your calf muscles working like a second heart, pumping that blood back up, but without all the pounding. And guess what? Your diet plays a huge role. You can literally build a vein-friendly plate. You want to load up on flavonoids. Think colorful stuff like bell peppers, broccoli, grapes, citrus. They're great for circulation. Then there's potassium, which you'll find in almonds, lentils, and salmon. That helps cut down on water retention and swelling. And don't forget fiber. Lots of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Why?
because it prevents, straining, which actually puts a ton of pressure on the veins in your legs. It's all connected.
All right, so maybe the lifestyle tweaks aren't cutting it completely. What's the next step? Let's talk about over-the-counter aids and supplements. This is the next level of support. First up, compression stockings. These are a game changer for so many people. They just give your legs a gentle, constant squeeze that helps push that blood back up where it belongs. But here's the trick, and it's a big one. You have to start low and slow. Don't go for the super tight prescription strength ones right away. Grab an affordable, over-the-counter pair, maybe something in the 15-20 mmHg range. The most important thing is that they're comfortable enough for you to wear them daily. That's the secret. And don't just take my word for it. We've got a great quote here from podiatrist Dr. Tomasz Biernacki. He says, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, look, start with low cost, lower compression. He sees it all the time. People get these super tight stockings and they just end up hating them because they're so uncomfortable. His point is golden. The best stocking is the one you're actually gonna wear. Okay, let's talk supplements. There are a few popular ones out there that people swear by. You've probably heard of horse chestnut, grapeseed extract, or maybe rutin. The claim is that they can help with swelling and circulation. Now, what does the science say? Well, it's a mixed bag. Some studies do show they can help, which is promising, but the evidence isn't 100% definitive across the board. So, like with any supplement, it's always a smart move to talk to your doctor before you start taking anything. So, what happens when at-home care and compression just isn't enough? That's when we move on to professional treatments. Let's cover when it's time to actually see a doctor. And this part is really important. There are some serious red flags you should never ignore. If you start seeing ulcers or sores near the vein that just won't heal, if the vein starts bleeding, or if the pain and swelling are just persistent and not getting better, you need to make an appointment. Same goes if the skin gets hard and changes color. And listen, if you ever get sudden, really bad pain and swelling in just one leg, that's a potential blood clot, and you need to get medical help immediately. Don't wait on that one. The great news here is that the treatments available today are amazing. They're way less invasive than they used to be. You've got options like sclerotherapy, where they inject a solution that basically makes the vein collapse and fade away. There's endothermal ablation, which uses heat from a laser or radio frequency to seal the vein shut from the inside out. There's even a special medical glue now called VenaSeal that just glues the vein shut. The old school, more intense vein stripping surgery, it's much rarer these days. But let's circle back to Dr. Biernacki for one last crucial point. He says that the varicose vein itself, it's just a symptom of a bigger issue. You can have a procedure to get rid of that one vein, sure, but the strain that was causing the problem, it doesn't just disappear, it just gets put on the other veins. And this is so important. It's why even after a treatment, all those lifestyle changes we talked about are still absolutely essential. You've got to address the root cause. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's really a message of empowerment. Yes, varicose veins are common, but they are also so manageable. You have this whole toolkit at your disposal, from simple things you can do every day, all the way up to really effective medical support if you need it. You really can take control of this. And that leaves us with one big question to think about. Are your varicose veins a product of your lifestyle, or are they just a map of your genetics? The answer, as we've seen, is probably a little bit of both. It's that fascinating dance between nature and nurture. Thank you for being with us until the end of this video. Please be sure to subscribe to the What Does Science Say channel and give us energy with your likes and comments. Share your comments with us and send the video to your loved ones so that others can also use it.